Om Shanti, good morning. So today we will revise the 15th of April, 1992. The title, Two Signs of Brahmins, Faith and Victory. Today, Bapdada is seeing two special signs of the Brahmin children from all four directions. Brahmins means those who have faith in the intellect, and faith in the intellect means victory. So, to what extent does each Brahmin have faith in the intellect? And to what extent has he or she become victorious? The foundation of Brahmin life is faith, and the proof of faith is victory. Are the percentage of faith and victory the same, or is there a difference? So what result would Baba have seen? Everyone experiences a greater percentage of faith. The percentage of victory is experienced to be less compared to that of faith. When you ask everyone how much faith they have, what does everyone reply? 100%. And what is the percentage of victory as a result of faith? Would they reply 100% to that? Why not? Your slogan is, when there is faith in the intellect, there is victory. Why is there then the difference between faith and victory? The two signs of faith and victory should be equal, should they not? But why is there then a difference? What is the reason for this? Do you know the reason? When any foundation is made firm, attention is paid to all four sides of the foundation so that it can be made firm. If out of the four, one corner remains weak, will the foundation be firm or will it continue to shake? In the same way, the foundation on all four sides, that is, in all four specific aspects, has to be that of complete faith. You have been told about these four aspects previously also. The Father, to have complete faith in the Father. Whatever He is, however He is, to understand the Srimad that Baba has given in a way that he has given it accurately according to the method, to accept it and to follow it. The second aspect, so first is Father. I think we all say we have faith in the Father, but do we really? When we take too much, not churning, but we use our intellect too much, because it's obviously there's a bit of ego, there's a lot of sanskars, there's body consciousness. We say we like to have faith in Baba, but when Baba says something, there's a point in the Murli, or there's churning or a touching, you start questioning it. So is that really called faith? And I think that's also a bit of it's the long way around, isn't it? Nothing. We've just had Mama's month. That's why Mama became, the moon she was, the coolness of purity. She didn't have to force anything. She kind of just stopped her thinking or her old patterns to go, God knows the best for me. There's no way God's going to say anything beyond what's going to be the best for me. And she understood that perhaps my churning will be a little less. What I think is right will be a little less than what God can offer. So to have faith in the Baba, that's the first aspect. The second aspect, to know the form of the elevated fortune of your soul with complete elevated self-respect, to accept it and to follow it. The third aspect, to know your elevated Brahmin family accurately according to the method, to accept it, and to be a part of it. Fourth aspect is to recognize this age, this time, as elevated and the most auspicious in the entire kalpa, to accept it and to move with it. Those who have unshakable faith in the intellect in all these four aspects and have a full percentage in all the four are known as those who have complete and accurate faith in the intellect. These are the pillars of the foundation of faith on all four sides. If there is faith only in the Father, and if one of the other three pillars are weak, if they are not always strong, if sometimes they shake and sometimes they are unshakable, then this upheaval defeats you and does not allow you to become victorious. Any type of upheaval makes you weak. Upheaval makes you weak, and the one who is weak cannot be constantly victorious. This is why there is a difference between faith and victory. Many children become very innocent with Bap Dada and have a heart-to-heart conversation saying, "We have full faith. Baba, I am yours. You are mine. This is certain. There is not only 100% faith, but 500% faith. But then there is also upheaval. So then, what can Bap Dada do? Then, in order to console Baba, you underline it for Baba, saying, "You are mine." Are you not? Are you not, Baba? You speak very innocently. "I am yours. Whatever I am yours." So Baba also says, "Whatever you are, however you are mine." However, is Baba yours as he is and whatever he is? It is good to be innocent, but be innocent in your heart and be good. Don't be innocent in your words and your actions. Those who are innocent in their heart are loved by the innocent Lord. If you are innocent in your words, you deceive yourself and you deceive others. And when you are innocent in your actions, you can cause damage to yourself. And you also cause damage in service. Therefore, be innocent in your heart, a total saint. Be innocent in your heart, a total saint. Be as innocent as that. A saint means a great soul. However, when you listen or when you speak, do it in the stage of being Trikaldarshi. In actions, know the outcome of every action by being knowledgeful and then perform action. It should not be that you say it should not happen, but it happened, or that you should not have spoken, but you did speak. This proves you did not know the outcome of your action and that you performed that action with innocence. Don't think that these things happen because you are innocent. Do not excuse yourself in this way. When we say I am innocent, I didn't mean to speak it like that. We stop our learning. We stop to, we put the responsibility somewhere else, or we think someone else can change it for me, or something else can transform it. But Baba says, you are the master world creator. You have the power. I have given you all the powers, every power. So if I'm, changing the world, I am transforming the world. I can also transform a little bit of myself as well, can't I? So this proves that you did not know the outcome of your action and that you performed the action with innocence. Don't think that these things happen because you are innocent. Do not excuse yourself in this way. One who is innocent in the heart is loved by everyone. So, do you understand in what way you have to be innocent? So, what is the method of making faith and victory equal? There should be faith of equal percentage on all four sides in all four aspects. What else do some children say? They say, Baba, we have faith in you, but we don't have so much faith in ourselves. Sometimes there is faith in the self, and sometimes it reduces. What is the language of such souls at that time? They only sing one song. Which song do they sing? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it's like this. I don't know what my fortune is. I don't know whether I will receive Papa's help or not. That's a lot of I don't knows. I don't know whether there will be success or not. So lots of I don't know. I don't know. Pata nahi. So, what is the song? The song of I don't know. You are the Master, Almighty Authority. But since faith is lacking in this aspect, it is then that you sing the song, I don't know. So when do we say I don't know? When faith is lacking in this aspect. What do the third variety say? The third variety say, Baba, we made a contract after seeing you. You are mine and I am yours, and that is that. I didn't make a contract with the Brahmin family. The Brahmin family brings about conflict. You are okay, but it's difficult to get on with the Brahmin gathering. It is easy to get on with you alone. So, what does Bapdada says? Bapdada smiles. Bapdada puts one question to such children because such souls do not remain content. They may ask questions such as, why is it like this? What is this? Is this how it should be? Is this what should happen? Such a soul is not a contented soul, but a soul who has questions. Bapdada also asks a question to such souls. Are you a soul who is going to reside in the land of Mukti? Or are you going to go into Jivan Mukti? Who are you? Do you want to stay in Mukti? Do you not want to stay? Do you not want to stay there? Do you want to go into Jivan Mukti? So, is there just Brahma Baba in Jivan Mukti, or is there a kingdom? What will it be? Is it all right if there is just Brahma and Saraswati, the king and queen? You have a connection with only one, do you not? Since you are going to claim the inheritance of Jivan Mukti, you challenge and ask, what is the greatest difference between the other religions and the original eternal religion? There, just a religion is established, whereas here, you are establishing both a religion, and a kingdom. Is this underlined or not? Are you just establishing a religion? You are not. You are also establishing a kingdom, are you not? Pandavas, speak. You are establishing both a religion and a kingdom, are you not? So, what will there be in a kingdom? Just a king? One king, one king and one queen, and you, the one son or daughter? Can there be such a kingdom? There cannot be such a kingdom. So remember that you have to come into the kingdom. You come into the kingdom means to remain content with the Brahmin family, to make others content, and to come into elevated relationships. Bab Dada will ask all of you if you wish to be a part of the rosary or not. It doesn't matter if you are not part of the rosary. That is okay, is it not? Do you want to be part of the rosary? Do all of you want to be part of the rosary? Is there anyone who feels that he has no objection? Is there anyone who feels there is no objection if he is left out of the rosary? Whether you come into the rosary of 108 or the rosary of 16,000, do you wish to be part of the rosary or not? So everyone replied, Haji. So why are you now afraid of the Brahmin family? You are afraid, are you not? When something happens, why do you say, Baba is mine? What will the sisters do? What will the brothers do? I have not made a contract with the brothers or sisters. And that is true. We don't make a contract with them. But to test my contract, to test where my heart lies, where my intention lies, where my energy lies, I need to have that relationship. If I am truly content, then how can I not be content with any sort of upheaval or any problematic person or problematic soul or brother or sister that might come in front of me? So they are essential in me existing. Because without bouncing off sanskars, bouncing ideas and living with each other, I will not know who I am. Then I'm just back in my bhakti when I was a sannyasi living alone in a cave in a forest by myself, enjoying the fresh, lush jungle, my own company, the fresh rivers and water. Then that's all I am doing. But Baba wants us to grow fully, wants us to be fully content and stand on our own 2 feet, regardless of what we are about and what situation we are put in. So I have not made a contract with the brothers or sisters, but this Brahmin life is a life of pure relationships, the life of being part of the rosary. The meaning of a rosary is a gathering. So if there is any doubt in the Brahmin family, if there is any waste of thought, then that makes your faith fluctuate. It will bring you into upheaval. Baba is good, knowledge is good, but these dadis are not good. The teachers are not good. The family is not good. Are these the words of the one who has faith in the intellect? They are not. Then, why do you say them? So, what happens at that time? At that time, would you be called one who has faith in the intellect, or one who only has thoughts in the intellect, waste thoughts, not an intellect that is content, but an intellect that has many questions? So, do you understand the speciality of faith? The fourth aspect. What is the fourth type of heart-to-heart conversation you have? Some souls say, we understand that this is a very elevated time. This is the most auspicious age. This is the age of meeting between the soul and the Supreme Soul. You know all this, but what happens then? You say, there is a little time still remaining. Destruction is not going to happen so soon. Destruction has to be spoken about since the time of, destruction has been spoken about since the time of the beginning of the establishment. You have heard everyone's experience saying that the next Diwali is not going to happen. So talk about destruction has been going on since the time of the beginning of the establishment. And so many years have gone by simply talking about destruction. There have been so many years, have they not? Since it has already been so many years, who knows when it is actually going to happen? Let us rest on the Dunlop pillow of a little bit of carelessness and laziness and slack effort. We will all we will be all right in time. You even underline it for Baba, saying, just see, we will claim a high number in time. However, Bap Dada always cautions such children. So what's the caution? Sometimes we get a little bit careless, a little bit lazy, thinking, sometimes we calculate how many years I have, or even within the day, I go, I've got 24 hours. I'll do something silly now, something wasteful now. Maybe in the evening meditation, I can catch up. We have that traffic control. I'll remember Baba. At night time, I'll remember Baba. We kind of postpone it because we think we have so much time. It's human mentality, isn't it? We want to kind of offload ourselves. Maybe later. Oh, there's plenty of time. Even within the hour, within my day, of course, looking at my whole lifespan, sometimes I just want to push things towards the end of it. I'll do it later. The essence of how I change and when can I change? Now. Ab nahi to kabhi nahi. Baba always makes that very firm. It has to be now. So how do I approach time as well? So if you awaken, so Bap Dada always cautions such children. If you awaken according to time, if you bring about transformation according to the time, there is no great that is no great thing. But if you bring about transformation before time, then marks will be accumulated for your effort. But if you make effort according to the time, and not you will receive marks. In your overall result, you will be deceived because of the sleep of carelessness and laziness. These are also traces of the sleep of Kumbhakarna. It is not a big Kumbhakarna, it is only little. But what happened to him? Was he able to save himself? He didn't save himself, did he? In the same way, at the end, you will not be able to make yourself worthy of passing fully. It's very easy for us to listen to what Baba says and kind of assign the Murli points to someone else. We like to assign the Gyan to someone else. Or that person, I've given them the course 500 times. They still don't understand. I've told them this very simple little thing. They still don't understand. But Murli is for me. It's for me to change. So every word Baba says, I have to say how that applies to me. It's not Kumbhakarna outside. What is still sleeping in me? What laziness still is there? What carelessness is still there? How can I change that for me? That's how I change before time. So do you understand? Are you able to understand? Sometimes you have one variety of heart-to-heart conversation. Sometimes the conversation is with a lot of courage, and sometimes it is with frivolity, and at other times it is with conflict. Today, it is the end of the season. It is not the end, it is being completed. This is why you are being given the result. So, what do you have to do now? Check. So what do we check? Check if the foundation of faith is strong on all four sides, or if instead of it being strong, it is weak in any one of the four aspects because of desperate circumstances. So check this. You are going to do tapasya again, are you not? Baba told you last time also that you have to give the proof of your love, and the proof of your love is to become equal. What is the other thing you have to do? Baba is giving you homework for a year. You heard about one type of work, and now this is the second aspect. Make the foundation strong on all four sides. Let there be no weakness in any aspect. It is then that you will be a bead of the rosary, you will be a soul that is worthy of worship, and you will be a soul who has a right to the kingdom because Brahmins become deities. You cannot become a deity without becoming a Brahmin. So you have to be able to get on with Brahmins, means to claim a right to a divine kingdom. So you have to get on with the family. You will have to finish the upheaval. And, it's nice to check what my instinct is when I say I have to finish the upheaval. Most human minds go, I want to change that person. That person should just have less anger. That person should have less expectations. That person just, flow with everyone else is so nice. What's their problem? So usually my thought automatically goes to outside. They should change. They should change. They should change. What is Gyan for? I have to change. How can I change? What do I have to do? How can I apply Baba, Gyan, Murli, Dharna? What do I have to tweak? How do I have to get and be a bit more creative so I change? Not about them. So how do I finish upheaval? Then there will be quality between faith and victory. The great mantra to finish the difference between the two is to be strong on all four sides, to make the percentage of faith in all four equal. Do you understand what you have to do? Do you understand what you have to do? The homework is clear, is it not? You are good students, are you not? Or will you say that your homework got lost amidst the work of your center or in doing the housework of your household? You will not say that, will you? You are clever students, are you not? What is the sign of clever students? They are number one in their homework and they are number one in their practical study because they are number one in their homework and they are number one in their practical study because they accumulate marks. Acha. What other result did Baba see? Okay, I think it might be a good time to stop for today. We've done about half an hour or exactly half an hour. Is that okay?
That's fine, sister.
Acha. So let's have a minute of silence with Baba. Absorb what we heard, then we'll get back as a group. Mm. What did we like? What do we want to discuss further? What a wonderful Murli. To keep the four aspects firm, four pillars strong. Baba giving us a lovely analogy. Which pillar feels natural for us? There's always a couple that comes easily to me. For some people, it's the family. For some people, it's faith in the time. And there's always one or two that take a little bit more effort according to the sanskars I've had of the last, well, really 5,000 years, but more of the 2,500 years. What sanskars, how I've lived, what choices I've made, what experiences I've had. So what speaks to us? Who would like to share? I really also like, I think while we're all thinking, is anyone? I really like that someone's going to add something.
Sister, there is the
Anji.
beginning of the Murli where Baba mentions that faith in the intellect and victory, and then he asks about it. So for faith, there is always 100%, and for victory, there are there is difference. Nobody ever says about 100%. Baba speaks about four foundation. Could you just get a little simple way of putting across as to what Baba means when Baba says that okay, faith is clear. But when he speaks about victory, what exactly does is he bringing our attention to when it goes to victory? And what are these four foundations and why there is a difference?
I think that's very interesting because when I was reading it, I also had the thought that because Baba's Gyan is a very practical Gyan. Bhakti was all about theory. Your life seems to be about theory. So when we say we have faith, everyone says I have 100% faith. But we know that's not true because we are all number wise. We all live Gyan differently. We all portray it differently. We all experience it differently. So victory is sort of like it's nice to sometimes live in not blind faith, but sometimes we just kind of live in my own convictions. Of course, I have 100% faith, which is a very nice foundation to start on. But along with that, the whole point of the Sangam Yuga is to be able to check myself at every moment, to be able to check myself every second. And I think that's why Baba always puts these two together because everyone says I have faith, but because probably there's a lack of checking, I don't check how much faith I have. I don't check, or I sometimes dismiss the places where I'm lacking faith. I'll go, of course I wake up at 4 a.m. Of course I sit down at 6:30 p.m. and do meditation. But what do I do in between those hours? I don't check myself enough. And checking also takes a lot of power because to look inside, introversion is such a lovely word. We say, Mama was so introverted, Baba was so introverted. I love introspection. But what happens when we introvert? When you check yourself, what happens practically? And sometimes it's almost like opening up a can of worms, so you have an image of, because we live, as a body conscious person for the last half cycle, we've lived in survival mode. Most of us live in survival mode, which is roti kapda makan. Want to have sweet relationships, we don't want to kind of shake the dragon too much, we don't want to awaken the dragon too much, so we live in survival mode. We kind of do things and just kind of tip, and kind of when someone gets angry, I step away, and I don't want to shake them up too much or hurt them up too much. So we're kind of living in survival mode. But the moment you go inwards, when you become soul conscious and you look at the reason behind why you do things the way you do them, it's not always that the action is wrong or what I've done was incorrect. For example, if there's a little conflict in the Brahmin family, I will just step away. I will just take myself away and I'll say, oh, I don't want to get involved in that, which is a sensible thing to do. But when I go inwards, when I go introspection, do I go, was that out of fear? Was I uncomfortable? Was I scared that maybe if I am part of the conflict, I will be diminished or I will be shaken up or that I will get sucked into their negative energy? Or was it just that I was not comfortable? So when I introspect, these are the aspects that start coming out. And it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of self love for me to peek that deep down inside of me. Surface level, someone's fighting, someone's having being rude to me, or someone's having bad intentions for me, I step away. Nothing wrong with that. But I sit with myself, I sit with Baba and say, I said I have 100% faith. 100% faith doesn't mean that everything around me is rosy, that, everyone's going to be nice to me because I am such a nice person. People will have different aspects. People go through peaks and troughs, and sometimes they have bad days, and sometimes people, some people are just not nice, and they, for whatever reason, they want to make your life uncomfortable, or they're going through their own loneliness, or they're going through their own, so they want to project it onto. That's natural human thing. When you go through a sorrow, or you have a deep, void inside, you want to project that out. You want to, try and fill that void outwardly. That's what most humans do. But where do I stand as a yogi? As a self transformational, powerful soul, that Shakti that Baba wants me to be. I say I have faith, but what are my actions reflecting? So again, I will point, it's not about changing my action. It's not that if there's a argument going on, or someone's looking at me in a bad way with bad intention, I go and stand in front of them and say, give me all your negative energy. No, it is, what do I feel inside? How do I respond internally? Am I able to have pure compassion for them? Am I still scared that that person with their horrific bad intention, are they more powerful than what I have? I have to check deep inside of me. I say I have faith because Baba said, you are the master world creator, you are the transformer of the world. So if that person is having ill intention, how can I get more creative to protect myself and still keep my essence, my true my loving, peaceful sense intact. That's why we show Mama, as in Bhakti, we show Durga sitting on the lion. She doesn't run away from the lion. She doesn't kill the lion. She sits on top of the lion. So lion is what? It's fierce, it's harsh, it's all of these things. And these are things we see in our everyday lives, don't we? It could be a little colleague, it could be just a person on the road, it could be a politician, someone in power, your manager, someone you look, a relative, your dadaji, whoever, someone that you feel is a lot more powerful. Could just be, people complain all about roads are not good, so we give them that power, and then I create certain emotions inside of me. But as the Shakti, what do I have to do? Sit on top of the line. So how do I use Baba's knowledge, Baba's love, Baba's power as well? Baba's not just words, Baba is a stream. Murli is not just mere words for me to churn and go, faith, victory, intellect. I can write essays on these beautiful words. Baba is, every word is power. How I live that, how do I use that in my life? Does that kind of raise any more questions or resonate with anyone? We can take our journey forward. Being the lioness, sitting on top of the lion as the Shakti.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shanti. So, so we are talking about the faith, right? So the faith in the family is something that Baba emphasizes, because Baba is not just establishing a religion, Baba is establishing a kingdom also. So it's not just Lakshmi and Narayan going to be there in the kingdom. So we need everyone else also in the kingdom, because it's not just one, two, right? So there has to be others also in the kingdom. So we have to learn to cope up with, adjust with one another, right? And on the other side, see, the Baba says, no, the children, when Baba came, so you will not see the next Diwali, right?
Yeah.
When Baba is saying the time, importance of the time. So
Yeah.
now there are so many Diwalis already passed, right? And so if, of course, this will start, coming in the mind as a question that how long the time is there. Baba says that everyone will become perfect and complete because time will make them complete. But the problem is, if the time is making us perfect and time is taking the mark, we will not get the mark, right? So, how should we look at this? The when Baba wants everyone to become complete and perfect at the earliest and be ever ready, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because that's the law, right? The way I see it, that's the law because no one can go back home, Paramdham, the land of peace without becoming complete. That's the law. But it's this confluence age, this time, this company of Baba, this knowledge from Baba is to make sure that I carry, it's what I carry along with me, what sanskars I take along with me, what I fill my soul with. So even the very last, the way I understand it is, even the very last soul, 8 billionth or whatever number of souls there are, will have to be completely perfect to the level of Shiv Baba before they can go back to Paramdham, because that's just how Paramdham exists in, inert stage, in perfect full stage, without any vices and without any flaws and meds. It just kind of exists. So everyone has to become that. But I, as a Brahmin, I, as a, trying to get a number ahead, trying to not beat time because we all have enough time, but it's that sanskar of carelessness, what we were talking about in the Murli. It's we start calculating 1936 to maybe 2036, and then some brother will give a prediction, some astrologer will give a prediction this many years, and I think in last year 2025 the Indian astrologers said the yuga has already changed from Kalyug has finished, and astrologically Satyug has started. So we use all of these in a silly way. I would say we use the gyan, but we don't use it for my self progress. What is the when Baba says faith in the drama, faith in this auspicious time? What does this time mean to me? Does it just mean that I have to kind of escape? I want Kalyug to finish quickly, and I want to go to Satyug. That's going to happen anyway. But the point Baba created, because that was going to happen regardless. Baba says that's the law of nature. That's the law of time. It's going to be Satyug, Treta Yug, Copper Age, Iron Age, and it's going to be Satyug again. That's the law. But the reason Baba created this little Sangam Yug in the middle, this confluence diamond age, what is the reason for that? What is the reason God, the highest soul, he doesn't want to come and play in this dirty world. He's saying, kids, you play. So why would he choose to come down for me? And then he comes down and he chooses me. Then he chooses me that this is the soul who is worthy to receive these words, this knowledge. Baba doesn't want validation. God doesn't want me to go, wow, God, wow, you are so good, you have so much knowledge. He doesn't need that. She doesn't need that. Why did he choose me? Why did he come down? Why did he choose me? What is it that I want to do, can do, and I'm willing to do? That's what determines the type of soul that I become and how much faith I put in all my 4 pillars. I have to live that moment every day. It is not a theoretical, of course, I believe every Brahmin loves having this confluence age, but this internal little chatter, am I just waiting for Kalyug to finish? Or am I going, I still have, it's not about what's going to happen, but this second I have, this moment I know I have, how much do I make the most of it? Every moment. And again, going back to the concept of introspection, the more I check myself, the more I will find weaknesses in myself. That's what I've experienced, maybe someone else. And also goodnesses as well. You sometimes find things that, okay, maybe I meant well. So the more I get in touch with myself, the more time I give myself right now. It is not, again, it's very good to follow Baba's timetable, 4 a.m., then 6:30 or 7 a.m. we have the Murli traffic control. It's essential to do that. But do I just defer my change? Do I defer my transformation to, oh, I'll remember Baba at night time? Oh, I don't want to. What is it, the internal dialogue that goes on throughout my day? Am I still hungry for Baba? Of course, you'll be, more energetic and more powerful in the morning, and then the day kind of, takes over. So there will be difference, but am I still kind of leaning towards Baba more, or do I just kind of switch off and go about my mundane day, go through my waste thoughts, and go about my day? Oh, but this is important, getting into arguments, or not, if not nothing negative, or getting into waste and just doing things and then completely forgetting Baba. So how do I want to live my life and not just defer it? And that's how I understand when Baba says, will you get the marks or will time get the mark? So do I wait for 4 a.m. next morning to say I'm going to fill myself up with Baba, which is wonderful, which is great. But am I dependent on just that time? Why not right now? Why not right now? And I think that's when we read Brahma Baba's books, he was like, right now, right now. It has to be done right now. If something comes, you have to deal with someone, a seva comes, he was obviously doing a lot of seva, letters and making plans and replying to court notices and planning stuff. He was doing all of that. But Baba was the foundation. My self transformation was the foundation. Getting along with the family wasn't complaints. Why is that kid like that? Why is this child like that? Doesn't he understand God has come? So, not letting myself get into waste, not letting my other people's weaknesses impact on me, not letting the time decide what I want to be. Baba said, right now. Right now means right now. It does not mean today and we've got 5 years or 10 years. It's right now. Right now. So being the conqueror of time, not being dependent on anything or anyone. Time's gonna happen. People are gonna bring lovely little toys for you to play with. You will find something's gonna come up. Some seva will come. Some person will come with a sanskar you've never thought of, and oh, how do I deal with this sanskar now? Things are will going. They will come to you. That's just how drama's made. But my foundation has to be right now. It has to be right now. I have to do it. Ab nahi to kab nahi. That has to be my background score of my day. I am always a Brahmin, not just when I wear white clothes, not just when I'm listening to the Murli. I am a Brahmin. It's not that I have a separate family, I have two kids to look after, I have my jobs. It's not a separate world. All of these things make me who I am. They all are ways for me to learn, for ways for me to, how can I mold through these challenges, go through and find creative ways, ways that I wouldn't imagine otherwise. How will I find all of that and become and make the most of my time and become what Baba wants me to become and also what I want to become? We all want to become Lakshmi and Narayan. So how do I become that? Use whatever is in front of me right now. Om has written in the chat, absolutely true, sister. Every moment of the confluence age is part of the Amrit Vela of entire Kalpa. What a wonderful insight. What a wonderful insight. Every moment of confluence age is part of the Amrit Vela of entire Kalpa. And it's lovely to have slogans for myself that I can paste on my wall. Just maybe a slogan every day, every month, every week. Or this is how I'm going to live. Like Mama had that, Baba lived Nirakari, Nirankari, Nirvikari. Mama lived Hukmi Hukam Chalai Raha Hai, Har Ghadi Antim Ghadi. She lived that. That was her slogan. It meant so much to her. So have slogans for myself, like that one that Omji wrote, that every moment is Amrit Vela for me. So how do I want to live my life? Have slogans for myself. Acha. Anyone else?
Shanti sister, I really liked what you said. Sometimes it is better to step out, take your time out for yourself to reform and then stepping back. That actually is the way that I have followed sometimes when I see things going wrong in the family. And second thing also, what you emphasized on the time aspect. It is better for us to change than because anyways Kali Yuga will change into Satyuga. That's bound to happen in days to come. But our life in this particular lifetime is uncertain. So it is the Kaizen, the Japanese principle that we keep improving upon and change ourselves to the betterment all the time. Thank you, Amsha.
Yeah. And how do you want to share how you do that? Is there like a little trick you have for the day or something you keep as your foundation? Maybe we can all learn.
It's introspection, and at the same time, as I see, it's atomic habits in a way, developing a new, taking a new route for my running, for my physical activity, experiencing change, and it comes stems out of introspection, writing a journal, and deep down you realize that yeah, this is what I should change in my particular way of working. So
Mm.
that helps. Actually, this book by James Clear on atomic habits is a very nice book. I mean, though it's not a big book, but it's good to read. It's a very nice book to read.
Oh,
There are a
maybe
lot
it,
of good insights as to how to change sanskars, which in a very subtle manner people have experimented and put it in market. Yes,
mm,
sister.
very nice. I was just gonna say if you can write the name in the chat box, we can all have a
Okay,
look.
okay, will do that, sister. Sure.
Very nice sharing, brother. That was. Yeah, I do firmly believe in being kind, being kind to yourself as well. It's not, I don't want to I don't want to put myself in danger for no reason, right? I have to be sensible as well. It's not that I have to be, it's not I'm a Shiv Shakti and I want to, because you don't want to, how do they say? I don't want to always poke the tiger. That's not who I want to become. My power lies in me. It's not that I purposely want to go and, shake people up, make them angry so I can see how I feel. No. You have to be kind and gentle to yourself as well, but very aware. Don't let that gentleness turn into carelessness or laziness. It's not about being lazy. You have to be kind to yourself, but you have to be aware why you're doing it. Janki Dadi often used to say, Nidra Jeet, we have these huge, I mean, now it's become a whole, many yogis showing off, which has always been in bhakti. There's some people that don't need much sleep. And there are certain times your body doesn't need much sleep. But Janki Dadi would very simply say, what does Nidra Jeet mean? And even a couple of days ago, Baba said in the Murli, sleep 4 hours. So there are elements of that, there are elements if you are able to, if your body is able to, good for you. For most of us, we can't cope up with that. Sometimes it's maybe a low iron deficiency or whatever. You need a lot more sleep. So Nidrajit Dadi simply just said, sleep at the time you're meant to sleep. That's all. And wake up when you're supposed to wake up. Most of us, especially now with all these these blue light addictions and these reels and all these, we get to bed but we can't fall asleep because there's one other attention and there's one more notification and there's one more message to send, one more video to watch. Those are the things that are turning me lazy or making me a lot more perhaps taking me away from the correct schedule. So Dadi would say, sleep at the time you're meant to sleep. That's being Nidrajit. So if I decide, okay, I finished my day, blah, blah, 8:39, 9:30, I decide to go to bed, 9:30, go to bed. That's being Nidrajit. Not being, okay, 5 more minutes of cleaning, 20 more minutes of talking to my children, No, if I decide, that's the time because that's what works well for my body. And then maybe I need a nap during the day. See how your body goes. Nidrajit doesn't mean you never sleep. There are some yogis that can do that. Maybe there were times you were able to do that, but if it doesn't apply now, so be sensible with yourself as well. Because I know for myself, for many years, probably 10 odd years, I slept for 3, 4 hours and I used to be so fresh. And some things happened over the last couple of years. Now I just sleep. I don't know. I just get tired. So I don't know what something's changed physiologically, psychologically. I don't know. But if my body needs rest, I will give it rather than now I'm sharing this story because when that transformation period, when you're used to not so much, and then suddenly your body demands, or you time allows you to, there was a bit of a push because I'm used to pushing myself. So, but why am I, I'll just wake up and run around. But then I could feel my body needed that rest. So there was a bit of maybe an ego struggle that I said, but I don't need sleep, because that's the image I had of myself, that I don't need sleep. And then, suddenly your body needs sleep. So to just be gentle and kind to yourself and be aware of what the time is also about. What your body needs, what the environment is like. I'm going to put on a jacket if it's 2 degrees, of course. I'm not going to go around like I would in other tropical places. So be aware, be kind to yourself, but be very much on top of the foundations Baba wants. I have faith in Baba, I have faith in drama, I have faith in the family, and also the time. So all these four will always go together. My actions, my lifestyle might change a little bit, but my foundations should not change. My foundations cannot change. It should not change if I want to progress, if I want to keep progressing further and further. Acha. Anyone else
Om
before
Shanti, sister.
Anji?
I think this Nidrajit Baba means basically the quality sleep, and not certainly not the quantity sleep.
Yeah,
So
good.
yeah, so because most of Brahmin actually get confused with this Nidrajit means you keep awaken in the night also and do the yoga. Actually, 10 to 3 is the most uh, productive part of the sleep. So
Mm.
10 p.m. to 3 a.m. one must sleep, and thereafter one can do yoga. So 10 to
Mm.
3 covers at least most of the part of the sleep. 90% of the sleep is achieved in 10 to 3. So that's the quality sleep. Om Shanti.
Very good, because that's scientifically as well, isn't it? There's Ayurveda's got a whole list of 10 to 10, 11 this kidneys cleanse, and there's 12 to, there's a whole cycle is also very lovely point. And quality sleep in Baba's lap. Baba says, write your chart. Ulsad Dadi was so big. Finish off your day. Everything that's happened today, give everything to Baba. You sleep like you're in a small innocent child. So that when I sleep with Baba, those 7-8 hours, my subconscious is still working on loving Baba, on absorbing the vibrations of Shiv Baba. So how I sleep is being Nidrajit, isn't it? I'm not sleeping with all these things I have to do tomorrow. Children, I have to take this money and that FD and that business, but I sleep with just as a zero, just like I would be in Param Dham in Baba's lap, very sweetly. Acha. Should we have unless there's anyone else who wants to share something? Acha. Thank you for today, everyone. That was lovely. Should we have a minute of silence, Raki or Rami? And then we can finish up. Sure. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harman sister. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a lovely day.